Hi everyone, this is Nikki Singh at Common Bond. Welcome to How to Pay Down Your Law School Debt, brought to you by the American Bar Association Young Lawyer Division and Common Bond. I'm excited to be sharing this presentation with you today. Please note that there will be a Q&A session at the end of the program as well. Now, before I kick off the presentation, just want to give you a little bit of background on me and Common Bond. I am the Director of Partnerships here. We are a fintech startup in the student loan space. We were founded by students who had just gone through the process of taking out loans themselves and knew that they could leverage the best of technology and data to make the process simpler and save people a lot of money. I'm excited to share more details on that with you. So let's kick it off. This is the agenda for today. We'll be going through and level setting what is refinancing so everyone has a shared understanding. We'll walk you through in a little bit more detail what Common Bond is and why we are unique. We'll look through key questions and data points that you should consider when figuring out if refinancing is right for you. And we'll make sure finally to give you all the information you need to make a sound decision. Now, you shouldn't feel alone. Student loan debt can feel very overwhelming and people don't talk about it very often. However, at Common Bond, we conducted a survey and we found that over 70% of students that have loans are delaying major life milestones. Half of the folks surveyed said that they were delaying wedding plans, almost 70% said that they were delaying home ownership, and almost 80% said that they were delaying their dream vacation. This next slide showcases around average student debt by degree type. On the left-hand side, you'll see that undergrads graduate with about $35,000 in debt, and graduates have somewhere around $57,000. On the right-hand side, you'll see that by graduate degree type, loan balances can vary. Dentists seem to have a very high balance, and you can see that lawyers are around $112,000. Now, let's get into refinancing. By refinancing your student loans, you can save a lot of money. What is it exactly? Refinancing means taking out a new loan to replace an existing loan. What happens is lenders pay off your existing loans and create a brand new loan for you at a lower interest rate. You can refinance federal loans, private loans, as well as previously consolidated student loans. Now, what are the benefits of refinancing? There are many. First and foremost, savings. So you're going to lower your interest over the life of your loan. Second, ease and simplicity. You'll be able to have one lower monthly payment. That's all you have to think about. 3 is protections. You can defer payments if you go back to school or lose your job. And then finally is relationships. You can build a trusting relationship with a lender that you can grow with over time and who will be there for you to answer any questions that you have. Now, let's get into some specifics about how Common Bond can refinance your loans and save you thousands of dollars. On this page, you can see that Common Bond has actually delivered over $60 million in savings on student loans since we've started. Now, on average, our members save around $18,000 in loans. Our lowest interest rate product's at 2.14%, which is our 5-year variable rate product, and that's about 70% lower the interest rate versus the Grad Plus federal government. We have 3 different refinancing products, which I can share more details with you about in a few slides. And we've actually helped over 2,000 students gain an education through our social promise, which we're very proud of. Now, people ask us all the time, how come Common Bond's rates are lower than the government's? Why can you guys do this? This goes back to using the best of data and the best of technology to get to know you as an individual. This incorporates different criteria along cash flow, credit history, earning potential. The algorithms that we've built here ourselves take these and many, many more variables into account in order so we can give you the lowest rate possible. On this slide, you can see on the left-hand side, the average common bond rate of 4.65% generates over $18,000 in savings versus the federal government Grad Plus rate. But if you actually look over to the right-hand side, you'll see that our lowest interest rate of 2.14% actually generates over $36,000 of student loan savings, which is a huge number. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have 3 different types of products, each with different term periods. So for example, our first product, which is our variable rate loan product, the interest rate on this type of loan changes based on an index called LIBOR. Now, if you were to choose this type of product, you'd also have options around how long of a student loan you would want with us, 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, etc. Now, our fixed rate loan product is exactly as it sounds. The interest rate is fixed and therefore the payments remain consistent. Here you also have the option of choosing how long you want a student loan for, 5, 10 years, etc. Now the last type of product we have is an industry first that we created ourselves, which is the hybrid rate loan product. Interest rates remain fixed for the first 5 years and then become variable for the next 5 years. This is a 10-year product, and what we heard from our members was that they really enjoyed having the peace of mind of having a fixed rate, fixed payment for the first 5 years as they were gaining traction in their careers, but then the option of having a variable rate product later so that they can capture on any potential savings at that time. Now, we've said it before, but I'm going to say it again, our members save big. And I want to showcase with you an example of one of our members whose name is Sarah. Now, Sarah saved over $27,000 by refinancing her loans with us. She went to undergrad at Hofstra University, and she received her JD from Cornell Law School. You can see here in her own words that she really appreciated how easy it was to work with us and how we really got a chance to get to know her and answer any questions that she had as quickly as possible. Now, how do you know if Refinances is going to be right for you? On this page, we'll compare a couple of different items that you should think through. So first is saving by lowering your interest rate. Check mark for common bond. The second is the ability to consolidate into a monthly payment. And the third is discharging your obligation in the event of death or disability. Now these two are benefits that you have whether you keep your current federal student loans or if you refinance with common bond. Now the fourth here is receiving job support. So this is a unique program that we've created for our members called Common Bridge. If one of our members loses their job or wants to change jobs and is without work, they can be a part of our Common Bridge program that provides a consulting opportunity here with us in an area of their interest. These last two items here, which is income-driven repayment and public service loan forgiveness, are two programs that the federal government provides, which folks should definitely take into consideration if these are eligible for them. Now, I'll take you through a little bit about what is public service loan forgiveness. This program forgives the remaining balance on your direct loans after you've made 120 qualifying monthly payments under a qualifying repayment plan while working full-time for a qualifying employer. Now, there's lots of qualifying statements in there. What does this mean exactly? Now, the people who qualify are employed at a government organization at any level, federal, state, local, or tribal. Non-for-profit organizations that are tax exempt under Section 501c3 are also eligible. There are additional types of non-for-profit organizations that can qualify as well. Now, what else do you need to know? With Common Bond, there's a couple of key things. First, we typically accept members who have pretty good credit scores. On average, perhaps around 700 mark. We look for proof of employment, U.S. citizenship or permanent residency, and 3 key documents that are listed here. Typically, we have folks with a minimum income of around $80,000, but that has changed in the past as well as in the future. Now, Common Bond gives you more than just a low rate. Our friendly care team is just a click away and is there to answer your questions, whether you'd like to chat with us live at our 1-800 number, send us an email, or type away on our website. We're happy to chat with you in whichever way that you need. Another item that we're very proud about is our social promise. Now, when someone funds their education with us, refinances their loans with us, we fund the education of a child in need. How do we do this? We partner with a nonprofit organization called Pencils of Promise, and this is the first one-for-one model in finance and education. We do this because we believe business can and should be a positive force for change. And as I mentioned earlier, we're very proud of the fact that our loans had funded the education of 2,000 students to date. On this slide, you can read here in their own words, this is some of our students who have been impacted by our program. You can see that some folks are just really excited to continue on their education to high school. Others have dreams of becoming a doctor, and other students just love learning and love sharing what they've learned with their families. Finally, we host really great and free events from coast to coast. We have our member dinners where we engage with our existing members over food and wine. We have career and expert panels where we discuss various topics ranging from entrepreneurship to fintech to women in tech and more. And finally, we care about delivering the best content that we can for you through refinancing guide and career guides, as well as experiences and awards. So with that, I'd love to have you go to commonbond.co/ABAYLD. This is the dedicated website for folks listening into this webinar. If you apply to refinance your loans through this website, you'll be eligible for the exclusive $300 bonus that you will receive off of your student loans. Now, with that, I would like to turn it over to Karen from our care team to answer a few questions from our Q&A.
Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us for our webinar here. I've just got a few questions that have come in, so I'd like to address them one by one. Again, my name is Karen, so if you have any questions, feel free to email them to us at the designated ABA Common Bond email address, which is abayld@commonbond.co. That'll go directly to me, and I'll be able to answer your questions there. So our first question is, I look forward to hearing about income-based options to repay the loan as well as the government forgiveness program. Finally, I hope there will be some information regarding when to actually request loan consolidation and whether this should be applied for before applying for income-based repayment. Thanks. All right, great question. So as Nikki addressed before, if you are looking for an income-based program, Common Bond probably isn't the best option for you right now. We do not offer any kind of income-based repayment or federal loan forgiveness. So if you refinance your loans with Common Bond, they do become private loans and they're no longer eligible for that program. So if that's something that you're interested in, you should keep them with your current federal lender. Next question. My wife is also an attorney. We are not the only two-lawyer marriage I know of, and there has been talk about potential loan consolidation so that the couple is making one payment for both debts. Can you discuss the benefits and drawbacks of that approach? Also, how would we go about setting that up? Is that something offered by Common Bond? Great question. Yes, so if you are married or in a partnership and you want to combine those two loan payments into one loan payment, Common Bond can definitely do that. What you would do is you'd fill out whoever has the stronger application. So whoever has the strongest income, strongest credit profile should fill out the application. And when it asks which loans you want to refinance, you can pull in the loans under your name and also pull in the loans under your spouse's name. So you would just type those in manually. And essentially what we do is we'd send a check to pay off those two separate loans and issue you a new loan under us with one payment. So this is great if you're looking to simplify your finances, wanting to consolidate so you only have to make one loan payment between the two of you each month. It could be really beneficial. Next question. Will the inquiry to determine my interest rate with Common Bond result in a credit inquiry, negatively affecting my credit score? So the beginning of Common Bond's application is a soft credit inquiry. So what that means is that it does not affect your credit. And this is the part where you're going to be typing in the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. So that part does not affect your credit. What that does is it'll give you an estimated range of rates that your rate will fall within. And if you like those rates, you like the range you're seeing, if you decide to move forward to get your exact rate, then that will be a hard credit inquiry to move forward and get your rate. But you can always see, what you'd sort of be eligible for before making that commitment to doing the hard credit inquiry and deciding to move forward. Next question. Is consolidation of multiple federal loans, 6% plus, and refinancing through a private entity to about 2.5% a good idea? Sure, absolutely. If your intention is to save money on interest, refinancing your federal loans into a private loan with a lower interest rate is going to save you thousands over the life of the loan. Again, the only time I would recommend not doing that is if you're looking for federal loan forgiveness or an income-based repayment program, but otherwise, there aren't really any cons. Next question. If I consolidate my student loans, regular and grad plus, am I still eligible to get my loan forgiven if I work in a qualifying government job? Yep, so same question here. You should not consolidate your loans with us if you work in a qualifying government job and you want to do federal loan forgiveness. Next question. Is the hybrid rate only offered for 10-year? So some background on this, our hybrid rate, it is fixed for the first 5 years and variable for the second 5 years. So what that allows you to do is sort of take advantage of both the stability of a fixed rate and also the lower rates available for a variable rate. The hybrid rate right now is only offered for our 10-year loan. So we don't have any sort of 5-year product or 15-year product, but this is really great if you're someone that maybe wants to pay off your loan in 7 or 8 years. So you could get that hybrid rate 10-year loan, pay off your loan even faster, take advantage of the savings, and minimize the risk in the variable portion of the loan. So this is something that is a great way to take advantage of savings if you know you're going to pay off early. And just a reminder, Common Bond doesn't have any prepayment penalties, so you can prepay the loan as much as you like. You can pay it off early, you can pay additionally each month. There's no penalty to do that. Next question, would a refinancing option include private bar study loans? At this time, no, we cannot refinance private bar study loans. We can only refinance loans that were taken out for your education. This can be undergraduate or graduate, but private bar study is something that we cannot refinance at this time. Next question. Can we modify the type of product or the length of terms during the life of the consolidated loan? So yes, you can always refinance your loan again with Common Bond or any private lender really. So if, let's say for example, you're trying to maximize your free cash flow right now and make your loan payment as low as possible. So you sign up for a 20-year loan and that'll bring down your required monthly loan payment. But as you continue in your career, you're starting to make more money, you want to pay off that debt faster, you can refinance again into a 5, 7, or 10-year loan, bring down that interest rate even more, and pay off that loan even faster. So you can refinance at any time. There's no limit to the number of times you can do that. Next question. Do you provide any assistance in the event of hardship? Great question. Yes, so our loans do carry standard terms around forbearance. So if, for example, you had an unexpected medical payment or you were laid off from your job, any sort of economic hardship like that, what we can do is put your loan in forbearance for up to 2 years total over the life of the loan. So what that would mean is that you don't need to make any payments. Interest would continue to accrue during that time, but you don't need to make any payments. It does not negatively affect your credit. It's not something that's reported to the credit bureaus. So we offer that in 3-month increments for up to 2 years total. Like Nikki mentioned, we also have our Common Bridge program. So for someone that needed a little extra help with their loan payment, was going into forbearance, was also looking for work, we can bring you in for a consulting opportunity at Common Bond and make your loan payments for that month. Next question. Are there any types of student loans you are aware of that Common Bond is not able to refinance? Sure. So like the other question, the bar study loan is something that we can't refinance. Essentially, we can refinance any loan taken out for an education at a Title IV U.S. university. So that is a university in the United States that typically is not a for-profit university. So most schools would be on that list. So we can refinance nearly any educational loan. Last question. Hello, I've been waiting to refinance until I get my credit score up. It's currently at 748. Is this wise, or should I refinance now? So 748 is a great credit score. Congrats on that, first of all. But yeah, we always recommend, if you think that you can get your credit even higher, really the best credit you can possibly have will contribute to the best rate possible for you. We look at a whole number of factors when determining your rate, really taking a holistic view of your entire credit profile. So we look at income, credit, amount of free cash flow, where you live, what industry you work in, how long you've been working. All these different factors come together in our model to give you a rate that best represents you, and make sure we take all of those different things into account. All right, so I think we're all out of questions here, but thanks so much. I'm going to give this back to Nikki.
All right, thanks so much, Karen. That was really wonderful. I want to thank everyone who took the time to listen through our webinar today. Again, we're really excited to be partnering with you and hope to hear from you soon at Common Bond. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.